Well, though absolutely every community in Southwest Florida could really use some rainfall, only a handful of us are picking up some actual showers here tonight. As I mentioned here, a lot of lightning strikes in connection with this storm as it continues to push relatively rapidly toward the northeast at about 40 miles an hour. Now, look at this. This is showing you how much rain fell over the past 12 hours. And my goodness, we've had some areas here in Lee County with more than 3 inches. People love to sound off on Facebook. So here's your question tonight about the weather. Do you love these record temperatures?
Chad was looking to see if he could stump you, but...
Bring it on.
Bring it on, Rob says. You nailed it. I'm mad at Rob. He shows this beautiful picture from the Naples Pier.
Don't be a hater, Chad Oliver, all right?
I just want to go. Take the afternoon off.
All right, well, we can't go there in real life, so we're going to go here live on NBC2 with a beautiful perspective right now up and down Naples Pier.
Tracking some rain.
He's tracking rain.
A little bit.
Don't get too excited now. This is not going to be a drought buster type rain event, but nonetheless, look at that. Some rain popping up on the radar. Enjoying some absolutely beautiful weather on our beaches here this afternoon. Why don't we start by taking a live look from Fort Myers Beach. If you've been looking at the radar on your smartphone app tonight, you might notice this big blob of rain sitting over the Gulf of Mexico. It's not going to blow you off your feet tomorrow, but at least it will be a touch on the breezy side. Only isolated rain prospects in the afternoon. Boom.
As the winds have really picked up in intensity now in the past couple of hours. Let me give you your bearings here. Right in that direction, due to the south, is the Gulf of Mexico. And this riverway that you see here to the right of me, you'll notice what direction those waves are going from the north and moving toward the south.
So in a couple hours time, we're going to lose the sun, and what we're going to do is transition from a very busy day toward a very busy night of cleanup here in the Florida Panhandle. In the meantime, reporting live in the city of Tallahassee, I'm meteorologist Rob Duns. Did you see at the bottom of the screen they had bird as its name?
What's the bird's name? Bird.
Bird, yeah. Call it for what it is, right? And I'll call the weather for what it is today. Really nice. We're taking a live look outdoors from Naples Bay right now, where essentially we have a partly sunny sky and some awfully mild temperatures. For most communities right now, we're seeing numbers that range from the mid to upper 80s. 86 right now in Bonita Springs, and Fort Myers at Page Field Airport has already popped up to 89 degrees outdoors this afternoon. Now, you will notice our live Doppler radar continues to show dry conditions up and down the west coast of our state, but there is the opportunity for a few isolated downpours and some thunderstorms once we get well after lunchtime today, closer toward 4 and 5 o'clock this afternoon. With all this in mind, if you're headed toward the beach this afternoon, look for some birds perhaps. You're looking for southwest onshore winds in the afternoon, 2-foot seas forecast in the open waters of the Gulf, and then just a light chop is expected on the inland bays, rivers, and waterways. Let's talk about those rain opportunities this afternoon. Notice the clock there in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. It's not really until about 4, 5, 6 o'clock tonight when we're expecting the best coverage of rainfall to develop in the region, but it does appear, based on the sea breeze movement, the widest coverage of rain today should be for areas east of the interstate. So Lehigh Acres, Immokalee, and Ave Maria bearing a better chance for some rainfall today as opposed to our beach communities like Fort Myers Beach and Naples Pier down toward Marco Island and the Cape Hayes Peninsula. We could surely see something isolated west of the interstate, but again, considering where the sea breeze is headed this afternoon, most of the rain today should be across our inland communities. Over the next 2 days, our rain opportunities basically range between 20 and 30%. But if you look toward Wednesday, you'll notice a much better opportunity for some rainfall thanks to a decent sized front for late in the month of May that is expected to push all the way down here toward the southern end of the Florida Peninsula. So here's what's happening with your weather over the past week. When we had record highs left and right here, we were influenced an awful lot by a big ridge of high pressure sitting just to the northeast of us. Now this ridge is weakening pretty substantially here, and it's weakening enough to permit a cold front to push toward the northern side of the state tomorrow. Now this is front number 1, and it is not going to be able to impact our weather with rainfall, but what it will do is turn our winds more toward the southwest. So in this kind of wind pattern, typically the best rain opportunities fly over here toward the Atlantic coast of Florida. However, behind this front, there's a second front, and this second front is a lot stronger, and you'll notice that as we get toward Wednesday and Thursday, and that is why our rain prospects fly all the way up to about 70% on Wednesday and Thursday. With more rain and more wind in the picture, we'll talk about some cooler temperatures in the upper 80s and lower 90s, but I will mention right now it does appear likely there could be a few stronger thunderstorms in the region between Wednesday and Thursday. So hey, the next couple of days, keep an ear to an NBC2 newscast. We'll get you set with what you can expect as we get a better idea of what to forecast here as we get toward Wednesday and Thursday. Guys.
Will do, Rob. Thank you, sir.
Well, we continue to keep track of the potential of additional flooding, most especially in areas of Collier County tonight, as a new line of downpours and thunderstorms continues to stream in from the Gulf of Mexico. This is a look at the region's only live Doppler radar and the network of radars all over the state of Florida, showing a massive, very heavy rain that continues for areas to the south of Punta Gorda, all across Lee County, and for a good portion of Collier, Hendry, and Glades counties. Everyone getting a whole bunch of rain here over the next couple of hours. This is a perspective, though, of some of the hardest hit areas over the past 2 days. Marco Island and Everglades City. You've heard so much about these two communities the past 24 hours. This is the lapse of the radar over the past 30 minutes. So this very heavy rain will continue in earnest over Everglades City for at least the next 15 to 20 minutes. But at least the rain is lightening in intensity just a little bit over top of areas of Marco Island, where we still have street flooding concerns tonight. Now, as you move northward toward Lee County, we're not seeing much in the way of lightning. Only 15 cloud to ground strikes in the past 15 minutes. We are seeing some light to moderate rain that continues across Lee County. And as you can see with the lapse of the storm track, you see the general push here, everything moving toward the northeast. So a bit of a break coming for areas toward Iona and McGregor, but heavy rain continues for cities like Fort Myers and Lehigh Acres, at least for, say, the next 15 to 20 minutes. Now, toward the north here, things have calmed down quite a bit from where they were earlier on today in Port Charlotte and Punta Gorda. There are a few downpours, though, that have organized up toward Interstate 75. These are drifting toward the northeast. They should arrive in communities closer toward Arcadia and DeSoto County just a few minutes after 5 o'clock tonight. And our neighbors over toward the Lake Okeechobee region, my goodness, loads of heavy rain out here. Make sure if you're driving around the lake tonight, you watch out for the potential of some street flooding, because with all this heavy rain, even though this is Florida and we see heavy rain all the time, when a whole bunch of it comes in just a few short hours, it can cause some street flooding. Now, there isn't a tremendous amount of rain upstream here. Yes, there are certainly a few downpours and a few thunderstorms, but nothing in comparison to what we saw just a couple of hours ago. Team coverage continues as always on NBC2. Let me pass the ball over to Chief Meteorologist Robert Van Winkle